is a presentation of TFNN. The Tom O'Brien Show is produced every business day. Tom takes your phone calls toll free at 1-877-927-6648. Internationally at 727-445-1044.
Oh, look who we have.
It's a beautiful thing. Look at our man, Jim from Minneapolis. We're going to take it by storm.
Taking it by storm, baby.
I love that. That's a great saying, man. Hey, what's happening, brother?
Good morning, gentlemen. How you guys doing today?
Good, man. Yourself?
Oh, man. It's been the most incredible couple of days since when I called in on Friday, Litecoin busted out of that consolidation on the 2-hour chart.
Okay.
And it just never looked back. It did a 100-point ABC up, and now it's very extended the way I look at it. But
Yeah.
holy I mean, it went up to $420 last night.
Now, Tom O'Brien.
Welcome, folks. This is Tom O'Brien of TFNN. We go 5 days a week. We go 10 hours a day. We go 24 hours a day on the internet at TFNN.com. Always remember, folks, whatever you think about, you bring about. Whatever you focus on grows. Hope everyone's having a great day, safe day. It's a TGIF, folks. Let's make it a great weekend. Create the perfect relationship between you and your body. Treat your body with our love, honor, gratitude, and respect. When you make it a goal to adore your body and accept yourself completely, you learn to have a perfect relationship with anyone else you are with. Market-wise, let's take a look at it out here. We have the Dow Industrials down 45. NASDAQ is down 3. S&Ps are down 15. Gold contract down $1.20, trading at $13.1770 an ounce. Silver down 9 cents, $16.25 an ounce. Copper down 4.5 pennies at $3.03 a pound. Light sweet crude getting toasted and roasted. Down $2, $58.97 a barrel. We got plenty of oil, folks. Bottom line, plenty of oil. Notes and bonds. You get the 10-year note up 11 ticks, 121.07. 30-year bond up 5 ticks, 144.08. Now, both notes and bonds, folks, are trying to get to higher price. I expect them to stay at a higher price today. We do have volume behind the move. The real key is going to be next week, do we get a follow-through? And they get off the bottom, and we see whether the 10 can get back inside the higher range. It's a long way to get back inside there. King dollar. King dollar up 209 ticks, trading 90.325. King dollar still can't hold higher price. Got over the highs of yesterday. You're going to have lighter volume. Already failed the highs. Next 60 minutes, I don't expect, bottom line, anything positive coming out of King dollar. The euro is trading at 122.31 to the U.S. dollar. The yen is at 108.5 to the U.S. dollar. Our phone number is 877-927-6648. If it's called, folks, want to know what's going on in your world. In the world of the S&Ps, let's take a look at it. This is sad, folks, because the bottom line is that the sheep were lined up at the 200-day moving average. And when I'm talking about sheep, I'm talking about all these pros, too. The bottom line is that they went in, they bought it, they thought it was going to make a difference. Guess what? It did the bounce. That's what it did. But let me show you something. When bottoms are made, even short-term bottoms at the beginning, first off, what you get is this. We got a minus 1430 in the downtick today. That's a good downtick. You need 2 of them, though. One doesn't work. When we go take a look at it, because what ends up happening is this, is that this downtick here was at noon. Yeah, it was at noon. Bottom line, one doesn't work. More important, if we take a look at the trend, we got to put both of these together. And watch when we do this. When you take a look at the trend, there's still zero fear. The trend right now, folks, you can see if we look back last Friday, let's see, Monday. Monday, you're going to see a high of 360. When you see a trend of 1 and 1.2, that's not even close to a bottom. What you will get when you get a bottom that's starting to get in place, this baby here is going to be 3 and 4 each and every day. And when you add a 5-day trend up, you're going to be blowing out about 15 or 16. Right now, we are at 5. We're at 6. That's not even close. Sad but true. That's the bottom line. We go take a look at the volumes out here. What you're going to have is this. The SPY right now, we're down to 64 cents. You're 256. You've got volume of 191 million, so you got monster volume. You got on the weekly, what you have is this. We're at 1.2 billion. What you do have with the weekly too is if we take a look at this, what you're going to have, the way this is set up is pretty intense because I can make a case. Yeah, I can make a case pretty easily that you're talking about. Well, I won't even go there. I'll start 211. Right now you're at 256. You know, bottom line, you know, 211 is game out here. Inside the SPY. We take a look at the Qs. You get bounces in between it, but this is how this is set up. The Qs are in worse shape. The Qs will actually do more volume than we've done probably all week. We're already at 88 million. So the Qs are blowing into the last time it had any type of support at all. First off, what you have, you're at 153. 147 is wide open. I expect you're going to hit that Monday morning. Reason being, that's a wide open gap, man. That's a wide open gap. There's no reason it's not going to go for it. When you take a look at trend line wise, what we have done is that we broke with conviction the trend that started back in July of 2016. So 2016, July of 2016, that is going to be game in this correction right now. And that's a monster correction, by the way. I mean, a big one. These are small caps. We go take a look at the small caps. What you have with the small caps? Small caps, the IWM is trading down 37 million shares. That's going into 69 million, so it's not going to be an ABC structure on the way down. We put this on a weekly basis, and what you're going to see is that you're off the highs. You have volume off the highs. We take this back, set this up. It's probably set up the same. Yeah, it's set up the same way. So November 2016. So what you've done out here this week is this. You went south, you had wide price spread, you had monster volume, and you broke major trend lines. You know, bottom line, when you get bounces, yeah, you should get a bounce. But as I said just at the very beginning, until you actually get that tick reading up a second time, until you get that trend much higher. Because what the trend measures is this. So picture this. And what you just had in that bounce, I'm sure there's plenty of folks that thought, oh, my God, it's going to bounce. This is it. I got to buy. And then you had the machines doing the same thing. Now, what happens with the machines, I suspect, is this. The machines are going to sell off at the end of the day again. Because if you've learned anything, if you were in the market, even in 2000, the machines just started. 2005 and 6, they were there. The machines got toasted and roasted, folks, the first couple weeks of the downdraft. Then what they did is that they got acclimated to the volatility inside the marketplace. You know, big number. There's no two ways about it. Some of the higher volume stocks out here, this is what we're looking at. You have Advanced Micro is flat. We have Twitter is up $1. NVIDIA, nice bid in NVIDIA. They come out with numbers. That's up $12. That has volume behind the move. Facebook is up $2. Let's go over to NVIDIA for a second. So NVIDIA up 1173. That's gonna make a run for the highs again. 249 is gonna be game. You stay right there, folks. We're coming right back. We have the Dow Industrials right now trading up. No, trading flat. Nasdaq is up 8. S&P's down 11. Come right back.
Hi folks, Tom O'Brien here. If you'd like to get my daily newsletter, Market Insights, then now is a great time to sign up for a 30-day free trial. Every morning by 9:30, I send out my morning letter to subscribers with market commentary on a variety of markets, currencies, and commodities to keep investors up to date on the day's trading action. Included in Market Insights are specific buy and sell recommendations for stocks, ETFs, and even options, with stops and price targets included for every trade in my newsletter. If you'd like to try my newsletter risk-free for 30 days, then head over to the front page of TFNN and you'll find Market Insights under Trading Newsletters. I use my years of trading experience to bisect and dissect the market every morning and give my subscribers the most important information they need to know for the day ahead. I even issue afternoon updates for my subscribers whenever warranted with important market action. I'm always scouring the market for the next great trading opportunity. Sign up for your 30-day free trial to my daily newsletter, Market Insights, today by visiting the front page of TFNN.com. Wow! Go get them, folks.
In quiet markets, investors search for new trading opportunities. We'd like to introduce you to a new product that provides opportunities even in flat markets. Nadex, the North American Derivatives Exchange, is a new and innovative Chicago-based exchange registered with the Commodity Futures Trading Commission, and unlike most other exchanges, Nadex allows you to trade directly through them with direct market access when using their trading platform. Nadex never charges a fee to use their platform, which even includes real-time charts and full customization capability. Nadex's unique short-term binary options allow traders and investors to capitalize on strategies even when the underlying markets are quiet. Nadex's innovation has allowed them to come up with a line of unique trading products that are unavailable anywhere else. See how it works at nadex.com. That's NADEX.com, or click on the Nadex banner on the front page of TFNN.com. Futures and options trading involves risk and may not be appropriate for all investors. Until recently, it was almost impossible for the average investor to hedge against currency risk in Europe or Japan. For a bold trade on Europe or Japan that protects against moves in currency, trade HEGE or HEGJ, 2 times currency hedged leveraged ETFs from Direction Investments. Visit directioninvestments.com today. An investor should consider the investment objectives, risks, charges, and expenses of the Direction shares carefully before investing. The prospectus and summary prospectus contain this and other information about Direction shares. To obtain a prospectus or summary prospectus, please contact Direction shares at 866-476-7523. The prospectus or summary prospectus should be read carefully before investing. An investment in the funds is subject to risk, including the possible loss of principal. The funds are designed to be utilized only by sophisticated investors such as traders and active investors. Distributor Foreside Fund Services, LLC.
Tom takes your phone calls now. Toll free at 1-877-927-6648. Internationally at 727-445-1044.
Welcome back, folks. Dow Industrials right now up 58. You get the NASDAQ up 22. S&Ps are down 5.5. Let's go to our man Paul in Nevada. Hey, Paul, what's going on, brother?
What's going on, man? Long time no talk.
It's a beautiful thing, man. Totally.
It's a beautiful thing. Yeah, absolutely. Hey, Tom, I was wondering if you could please help me out. I wanted to buy Apple for my IRA account, and I had the order sitting down here today at that swing point that it hit, and I got kind of scared, and I pulled it off.
Smart move.
And I lowered it down. You think so?
Yeah.
Okay.
Where'd you lower it to?
I lowered it to 144.
Okay, good. Let's take a look at it. So you got Apple, folks. Now watch what happens here. Apple had the high volume swing at that low of 149.16. That was from the September 25th area. So you figure it's going to get tested. Well, guess what? It's getting tested, folks, with monster volume. And if you get tested with monster volume, guess what, man? Bottom line, you're going lower. So if we take this up and we put this on a weekly, now what you have is that you can see. Now what we have with Apple is you have volume off the high. That is as nasty as you can get. We made a high on a weekly with 127 million shares. That was the week of the 19th of January. First week, you come down with 191. Second week, you come down with 262. This week, we're 305. This is a disaster, man. Don't touch it. Don't touch it, man.
Okay.
I suspect what we're going to get, Apple can go to like 130. 130 sticking out, maybe 147 with hold. I doubt it will actually hold, because see, if you go like this, too, what you want to do, folks, you're going to see a lot of big destruction in these charts. And, bottom line, when you destroy, a chart like we have, they're going to go to the bottom of that chart, and that's 110 on Apple, man.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Yeah, so there's no reason to, basically jump in. I mean, I know the aspect that, yeah, everyone thinks that we're all on sale and all that, but the bottom line, we're not on sale. This is a deviant market. And one of the Tigers just gave me a great heads up, too, and there's no doubt. I was talking about the tick, folks, and that we did have a huge tick on February 5th. So, yeah, I'll put this up for a second so you can see it. Okay. We had a huge tick. I actually had a minus 1652. So today would be the second one, which is not bad within 4 days. That makes sense. That being said, though, you still, the way this works is that you need the tick going with you, you need the trend going with you, and then simultaneously you need a rejection of lower price in order to basically get a low in. That's how they shake out. And that
So
trend.
does that tell you that there's a washout? Is that how you're reading those, basically?
That's when you normally get that. That's what normally happens. That's correct.
Okay.
That's what
And
normally
that
happens.
is how it helps you identify where the bottom could possibly be at.
That's right. At that particular point, your risk versus your reward starts going up, that you can start basically saying, okay, I'm going to try to buy this bottom here. That's how it normally works. And the trend itself is saying that no, too many people were still buying. See, when you put this trend up, this is what this trend means. If we take the trend and take a look at it, 1 second. When the trend is 1, that means it's an even balanced market, okay? So even balanced means that, you're buying and selling, right? When it's less than 1, that means it's all buying. You see what happened out here today? Well, even yesterday. Yesterday is a 1.21, day before 1.46. See on the 5th was the 3.6. When you get a low that's in, what happens is that normally you get a 3.6, you'll get a 2.7, you get a 3.5, then you're going to get a 4.5 or a 5, or some outrageous amount. Let's say a 4.5. And that is saying the whole time that on a continual basis, everyone is selling, selling, selling. And they're selling, though, this is the key, folks, that they're selling the exact same stocks. And that's what makes a bottom. And that's what makes, a good, solid bottom. So, bottom line is that we're not here. And it's always dangerous when that trend does not come where it should come for a solid bottom. So for some reason, psychologically wise, what happens is this, folks, is that we all buy the same stocks when they're going up. Because when that trend really goes low, let's say if you had a 0.50 every day, that's saying that you're going to get a pullback, because what happens is that we're all buying the same stocks and you have no one else to sell them to, okay? When it goes just the opposite way, and that you have a 3.2, a 2.5 every day for 5 days, what ends up happening then is that everyone's selling all the same stocks, and then guess what? Bottom line, there's no more sellers left. A small amount of buying can come in and make that market go topside. So, bottom line.
I'm glad I pulled that. I'll just hang tight and see how it shakes out over the next week. I mean, how long from here do you think we're going to get one more huge flush down next week? Looks like it could be pretty nasty, huh?
Well, I think the way this is trading, the first leg down, I would say, is in place now. You know what I mean? This first leg is pretty good. Like the S&Ps. I mean, look at this. The S&Ps and let's see, 5, 10. Let me see exactly. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, in 10 trading days, just gave back till October 3rd. That's pretty intense, man.
Wow.
Yeah, the way this is looking. I don't think it's going to take too much to get down to this 239, which is another $20 down, which is, and the key that you got to wrap your head around here, this is one of the hardest things to wrap your head around, folks, is that we haven't had a correction at all in a year and a half. We haven't had any big corrections in almost 3 years. So it's here. And the problem is that there's plenty of people that were not in the market, and they don't understand the bottom line is that just a percentage correction, what it can do. More so, I think what we have is that you have people that were, complacent in a huge way, and they ramped up the leverage in a huge way. And guess what? That's when you get wipeouts, even though you never should get a wipeout when you're only talking about, a correction, whether it's a 0.382 correction. You see, a 0.382 correction is 246 in the SPY. A normal correction, just from this last leg up, is 234. That's a normal correction. But yet, that's big losses. It's big losses in a big way. If we look at Exxon, I was looking at this last night. So check this out. This is pretty wild, folks. Exxon, a great stock, right? Bottom line, they pay a 3% dividend, and thank God they did, because anyone that bought Exxon going all the way back to 2008 is still not in a winning position. How's that? Is that sick or what?
Wow.
So that says quite a bit about markets in general.
So if we got a bounce out of here, Tom, would you consider if this did form an ABC down today being the B point, or a couple days ago on the Dow when we were at 23,800?
What happened is this, is that it formed the ABC down. It's not a confirmed one because it took out the B points with lighter volume.
Okay.
That's what it did.
I got you.
So it's not a confirmed one. I suspect what we're going to do is this. This looks to me like it's just not going to stop the S&Ps until they gets to like 2467, which is another 100 points down. There's a gap that's down there. It looks to me, once you get this close, we slammed into the, support from October to November. So, wow. this right here, what we're seeing right here coming into this close, this is building cause for lower price. Because this thing's not over yet, man. If this stays mixed coming into the close, get out of the way Monday. Don't hang around Monday, man.
I can't wait for Monday. Have a great one. I'll talk to you soon.
Stay right there. Stay right there, folks. Coming right back.
No matter what kind of trader you are, 2018 is a great time to try out a subscription to Tom O'Brien's Gold Report. Whether you just plan on diversifying your portfolio with some exposure to gold and gold mining equities, or you're a gold bull that sees 2018 as the year of commodities, now is a great time to sign up for the Gold Report. Tom O'Brien publishes his Gold Report every Monday morning before the market opens and covers a variety of topics including gold, silver, platinum, copper, the XAU and HUI, the dollar, bonds, South African rand, as well as more than 20 of the most actively traded mining equities. Start your 2018 off with a bang and sign up for the Gold Report today. The Gold Report is a long-term newsletter where the focus is on building real wealth through the management of a successful portfolio of gold stocks. For all the details and to start your subscription right now, visit the front page of TFNN.com and you'll find the Gold Report under Investment Newsletters.
Today, it's hard to tell if the economy is coming or going. Regardless, I want my money going in the direction I choose. If that's your stance as well, then you want to know how Everbank can help keep your money thriving just the way you want. Is growing your money a priority? Everbank is committed to a yield pledge promise to pay high yields on your checking, money market, and CD balances. Looking to diversify? Everbank ingeniously developed accessible ways to spread your money around the world into foreign currencies and even non-FDIC insured metals. And when it comes to your wealth, they bring a highly experienced and global perspective to help you manage it. Everbank's financial philosophy flies in the face of the status quo. They believe your money's performance should not be determined by today's economic circumstances, but by the drive to rise above them and create opportunities that favor your objectives. If that excites you, like it does me, call 1-855-750-4051 to find out what they can do for you. That's 1-855-750-4051. Call them today. Everbank is a member FDIC and equal housing lender.
You don't buy into that nonsense, do you? You know you can't time the markets. I didn't. And in 2006, I set out on a mission to do just that. I began by surrounding myself with the greats like Tom O'Brien, Larry Pesavento, David White, and Basil Chapman. I read countless books and even looked to the moon and planets for answers. Now, we both know that trading is 80% mental. So I learned the exact tools that Tony Robbins uses to overcome fear. I'm Steve Rhodes, author of Mastering Probability. And last March, the folks at Timers Digest began tracking my newsletter signals, which through January 18th, 2018 placed me as the #1 gold timer for that exact time frame. Now, I can't officially be recognized until Timers Digest has a full year of signals, but clearly I've learned how to time the markets, and I'd like to teach you how to do that as well. Subscribers to Mastering Probability gain access to my live and archived workshops where I show you the exact same patterns that earned me this #1 ranking. If you're looking for great market calls and an education, sign up for Mastering Probability today at TFNN.com.
This segment is brought to you by Think or Swim. For more information, just click the Think or Swim banner on the front page of TFNN.com.
Welcome back, folks. Dow Industrials right now up 90. You get the Nasdaq up 35. S&Ps are flat. Let's go to our man, Mr. Dave White, as we do each and every Friday for our tech update. Don't forget, folks, Dave does an outstanding show every trading day here, 2 to 3 Eastern Standard Time. He also has 2 great newsletters. You can test drive both of them, 30-day money-back guarantee. He has the Tech Insider, and he has the Path of Least Resistance. As you come over to our website at TFNN, You go to newsletters. If you'd like to get the Tech Insider, you're going to go to investment newsletters. You get the Tech Insider. If you'd like a trading newsletter, you go to trading newsletters, get the Path of Least Resistance. Dave White, what's going on?
Well, it certainly was a week.
Yeah.
If you ask for volatility, be careful what you ask for.
That's right.
Because you might just get it.
Yeah.
But it was a big week this week. I heard you talking about the Falcon Heavy launch.
Yes.
On Tuesday. I'm able to walk out on my front porch and get some binoculars and actually see them taking off.
How cool is that?
Which is always kind of neat.
Yeah, that's huge.
But I was kind of very interested in this Falcon Heavy because we talked a little bit about it. But it can basically take an entire International Space Station into orbit in one launch, where it took 15 space shuttles to do basically the same thing.
That's pretty wild, huh?
Well, there's some bigger implications out here, and I wanted to talk about them briefly today. But the Saturn V took about 7 years and 400,000 people to put together.
Okay.
The Falcon Heavy took 5 years and 6,000 people. So, you know, back then when everybody was using slide rules and didn't have CAD/CAM software, everything had to be done several times. It was kind of tough.
Yeah.
Almost all of the big military contractors, Boeing, all the rest, McDonnell Douglas, that build these rockets, basically just took rockets that they were designed to carry nuclear weapons and kind of change them into the ones that they were going to launch satellites and other things into space. So they never went back and tried to re-engineer these things, one, to be reusable, two, to be cheap.
Okay.
And the Falcon Heavy is going to be somewhere around $120 million per launch. But that is against the Atlas, which is $350 million per launch. So my question is, how long can the big defense contractors keep those contracts when these guys can cut by at least a half, if not more,
yeah,
when these things get going on? So I think the implications on this thing, besides just being neat that we could take somebody back to the moon if we want, but the big defense contractors losing out on these huge contracts where they had nobody really competing with them before. And of course, the big defense contractor is going to have lots and lots of lobbyists and spread a lot of cash around. But I don't know. It just seems too much for them to skate by on that, for me. I think if it was close, maybe the money with those lobbyists might rule the day. But I don't know if they can get away with saying, hey, we're going to pay twice or three times as much.
Well, they're going to have plenty of money next few years. That's the bottom line.
Yeah.
Hey, Dave, you know what I just did, too? What I did is I took so the Saturn V, folks, is 1969. I took what a dollar was worth in 1969, just because when we're talking cost. You want to hear something sick? So the dollar, the differential, folks, $100 in 1969 is worth $572 today. Is that sick?
It is.
So that, for your point, that's even more intense.
It is.
You know what I mean? It's like, wow.
It is kind of interesting to see that you can do things not only faster, but so much cheaper.
Yep.
Than the 60s, and you kind of know that it's there, but the dramatic 400,000 people to 6,000 people is kind of really what hit me. The time you kind of get that, because you got to launch a rocket, you got to figure out what worked and what didn't, and that's always going to take time. But the amount of people that they employ is ridiculously small compared to what the rest of them. It's always been Musk's company that I thought was the most that I like the business plan the most.
Yes.
They're making 400 engines a year and almost no problems with any of them.
And you know, it's wild. I'm sure you saw this, Dave, but what Elon Musk did that day, folks, okay, is that he brought up the point, because it was really impressive, not only taking off, but when these things came back down, it was like so impressive, it was insane, because he can use them again. He brought up to the point, he says, well, listen, we did this, we can figure out the production in the Model 3s. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I don't think that that's the same thing. But to me, the bigger thing was that no one's really talking about is the way he sent the Tesla into orbit.
Yes.
It comes back here in 2030. And I'm wondering if he's not going to go out there and try to snag it if he's still in business.
I love it. Cool, pretty cool.
So you never know about that. While we had the biggest rocket ever launched, we also had the smallest rocket ever launched.
Okay.
This thing looks like you could load it into the back of your pickup, but the Japanese are launching very tiny ones. They launched a satellite that was about 13.6 inches square.
Really?
Yeah, and
now,
this thing.
What are they going to do with that?
They're putting in these little tiny CubeSats in orbit that do a variety of things. But when we're talking, something like $120 million a shot for the Falcon Heavy and $350 million for the Atlas, they launched this thing for like $4 million. So on the very low end of getting things up in space and the very high end of space, we've got a lot of people trying to go to the extremes of one end to the other. I just thought it was kind of interesting that you could actually put something in space now for $4 or $5 million, but you can actually put something in orbit fairly cheaply.
And
at least
so if they're going to put something like that small, is that that's going to be like a piece of software or something?
They're making these things that individuals are getting together and building.
Okay.
Called CubeSats. And these things are just have like tiny experiments.
Okay.
And these things will sit up there for 6 months or a year and then kind of burn back up when they enter the atmosphere. But they're just very tiny satellites that a lot of individuals and small companies and everybody else that wants to get the ability to do some science in low Earth orbit.
Wow, pretty cool, man.
So there was one rocket that went up and launched like 500 of these.
It sounds like in 50 years, our playground is going to be space.
It is. On to
Windows Defender.
Defender, yeah. They're going to have a big change on March 1st. I don't think we have time in this segment to finish it up. But they're going to get rid of automatically start going after people trying to run programs that have coercive language in them. So if they're saying you've got to clean up now or your hard drive's going to fail, all the other things that people have done to make it sound like you had to spend your money right now,
okay,
they're going to automatically start blocking those pieces of software. We'll talk more about this when we come back.
Stay right there, folks. Dave and I are coming right back. We have the Dow right now up 210. The Nasdaq's up 68. S&Ps are up 11. Coming right back, folks.
Many of our new listeners have heard about The Tiger's Den. The Tiger's Den is a lively community where professional traders and investors can meet, exchange ideas and information in a comfortable, moderated atmosphere. Hear all of the TFNN shows, plus see all of the charts as they happen live and have access to archives of all of those charts. You can test drive The Tiger's Den absolutely free for 30 days and greatly enrich your knowledge of these markets and how to make your money work for you. Details on The Tiger's Den are on the front page of TFNN.com. Tiger TV is an exciting way to experience TFNN programming. See high-definition video, giving you crystal clear charts, as well as seeing some of the faces of TFNN's highly acclaimed financial experts with crisp, full-fidelity sound. Catch Tom O'Brien, John Logan, Steve Rhodes, Basil Chapman, Larry Pesavento, Think or Swim, David White, Andy Hecht, and Daryl Martin in crystal clear, high-definition audio and video. Tiger TV, exclusively at TFNN.com.
David White's newsletter, The Technology Insider, is focused like a laser on finding the next big things in technology. If you had invested only $10,000 in Microsoft in 1986, you'd have been a millionaire by 2000. Disruptive technology like Microsoft's is the key to these massive long-term profits, and the Tech Insider is the vehicle from TFNN to capitalize on these opportunities. This is the go-to newsletter that identifies, monitors, and profits on mostly little-known cutting-edge companies with great long-term prospects. David's experience is as an inventor of Emmy-winning animation products for TV and Hollywood that propelled a company public. Match that with 14 years as a full-time trader, and he's uniquely qualified to guide you through the light-speed world of ever-evolving high-tech. If you're ready to ride the next big technology bull market for less than $40 per month, log on to TFNN.com and get your 2-week free trial to the Technology Insider. Get in on the ground floor of the next big thing today. The Path of Least Resistance is David White's daily trading newsletter, and if you're looking for active trading ideas, then now's a perfect time for a 30-day free trial to this powerful daily trading advisory service. David uses his years of trading experience to offer his subscribers his trading ideas each morning in his Path of Least Resistance newsletter. Using a combination of equity trades along with options, David keeps his subscribers up to date with all pertinent market information with intraday afternoon updates when warranted. Don't miss out on this great chance to get a 30-day free trial to David's daily newsletter, The Path of Least Resistance, with no obligation to pay anything. David has been delivering solid recommendations for his subscribers recently, and if you'd like to see the type of newsletter he delivers every morning, then visit the front page of TFNN and you'll find the Path of Least Resistance under Trading Newsletters. For all the details and to start your 30-day free trial today, log on to TFNN.com now.
Tom takes your phone calls now. Toll free at 1-877-927-6648. Internationally at 727-445-1044.
Tom O'Brien.
Welcome, folks. We have the Dow Industrials up 250. You get the Nasdaq up 74. S&P's up 15. And bottom line, folks, it's going to be wild watching these last 20 minutes because we have the volatility. You got the bounce. That being said, if we go over and just take a look at this for a second, and then we're going to be right back here. We're right at where we were on the first test, and that is 2609. So it's going to make it or break it right here, and we're 2 minutes into this bar. Talking with our man, Mr. Dave White. We are talking technology. We're talking markets. You know, we know, Dave, you've done a great piece of software when we talk tech, the art of timing the trade charts. You know, I heard you talking about this a little on your hour. And go ahead, I'm sorry.
I was going to just say, yeah, if it's been a long time since we've had any kind of move like this in the market.
Yes.
And I know I'm already seeing them all over the place, but these confluence levels, if our listeners haven't bought your book yet, they should. If they want to learn a little bit more about confluence, they can look up the page on the art of timing the trade software. I've got a little video that kind of describes it on there too. But they probably want to be looking at that pretty hard right now because like the trade I'm in right now with Micron today, I'm just assuming this thing's going to bounce to 41 bucks, and that's where I've got my sell order in for the day. So if you're looking for where support and resistance levels are going to be on any bounce, putting two Fibonacci levels together and doing it and finding a very narrow band like is in Micron today, like we're showing on there.
I can see it, yep.
They work very, very well in these kind of markets. So you know if you're bearish, where to start pulling the trigger, and if you're bullish and want to know where resistance is coming in, and maybe like to me with a day trade, just get at on that level, then it's very good. But look at your book. Check out the video if you're interested. But this is when these things are going to start paying off. They haven't worked very well because we've had a one-way market. But this is going to be some gold out there to be using in the coming months.
And what happens, folks, is that confluence is a 0.382 retracement off of one trend and a 0.618 off another, and that's where there's harmony, and that's what makes them so powerful. You know, so there's no doubt it's pretty cool, and you've done an outstanding job in the software. And if you haven't test drove the software, folks, it's real easy. Just come over to our website, 30-day money-back guarantee. Check it out. You get the Gottliebs in there. There's a huge amount. You get the power law vector indicator in there. Really a lot of helpful information in order for you to get a good risk versus reward inside this market. So bottom line is that this market got the bounce, man. That's what it looks like.
It's got a got a little bounce.
Yep, it does. Let's take a look. 1 second. Put the 8 one on there. Because this one number, 15 minutes is still a long time like today, though. It really is.
Anybody that's spending the money before the bell closes, I think, is probably a little not with it.
Well, it made it at 26:06. So we'll see that. And let's see. We got 5 minutes. And it's probably going to have the volume. So
I've got my finger crossed for $41 on MU where my sell is. So we'll see how that does before the end of the day. Anyway, we were talking about Windows Defender. Just a lot of stuff going on in Microsoft caught up. You're going to see some changes in Windows 10. They're going to start going after the most egregious ways of trying to make you do things, especially for less educated users on their system.
Okay.
So a lot of times you've seen these things that popped up and say, you know, unless you get this right now, your whole hard drive is going to melt. You know, there's a lot of other ways to try to people to get them to do things. And the Defender is actually going to go not just after what are traditionally known as viruses and that kind of stuff. They're going after coercive sales tactics, like forcing you to give somebody your email. There's going to be a ton of those. So come March 1st, you're going to get an update. You're going to see a lot less of that stuff. But just be aware that a lot of those things are probably going to be going away. This is a trend that Apple really kind of started, but they had to control all the software that goes on their site.
I see.
Windows is going to do it kind of more as a virus protection kind of thing. So that is going to change stuff.
It seems that, you know, does the Windows 10, it seems like it takes longer. Like, I just bought a new computer and it has it, right? And it seems like it takes longer for the whole thing to come up. And I'm trying to figure out, you know, is it reading everything first to make sure nothing's there? You know what I'm saying? It's like, I don't quite understand why it takes so long to come up.
I don't know either, because I can boot in 30 seconds.
Yeah.
So maybe it's just some way that's set up. Do you have a spinning hard drive, or do you have an SSD?
I don't know.
Yeah. If you got SSD, I mean, the things are so cheap now. You can buy 2 terabyte SSDs for like $300.
Yeah.
It's the equivalent of strapping a couple of Musk's rockets to your car.
Okay.
I mean, the cheapest thing you can do to get speed is buy a SSD instead of a spinning drive. But just one of the things, I don't know what you've got. But it's going to be interesting anyway. There's a lot of changes coming in there. Microsoft is also going to force people into Office 2019 updates. They won't run on any of the older systems. So you've got about a couple of months before support starts waning off, and you can only run older versions of Office on the older versions of the software. If you're wanting current versions of Microsoft Word and Excel and those things, they're only going to run on Windows 10.
Yeah, so we do the subscription-based model, which I love. So,
right, which is going to do it. I do the subscription-based thing too. I think it's what, $65 a year or something.
Yeah, it's dynamite, and you know,
it's not that bad.
Right.
So, and I think you can get 5 computers for $100. But they are doing everything they can to force people into Windows 10 and some of the newer stuff. So it may help a little bit with PC sales that are kind of sluggish, at least for a while.
Yeah. So. You know, it's amazing. I mean, they still own the market, right? That's the bottom line.
Yeah. Well, what are you going to do? You can buy a Mac, but that's 4% of the market now, so
yeah,
not all that exciting.
No, it's not even close. It's not even close. And you know, NVIDIA come out with the numbers. I mean, they're still, you know, going gangbusters between, you know, the self-driving cars and the mining the Bitcoin, man, right?
It is. It was my next thing on the list out here was NVIDIA earnings.
Oh, isn't that cool? Okay, look at that.
So we got just a couple of seconds, but the key I put in the Tech Insider about, I think, 6 weeks ago, maybe 8 weeks ago.
Yeah.
The key is they're selling a $3,000 video card that has absolutely no connectors on it to do nothing but machine learning, and we'll talk about just how this is actually kind of a virtual monopoly in that business.
Yeah, they happen to be in, it seems like the two best parts of the business right now.
Yeah.
You stay right there, folks. Dave and I are coming right back. We have the Dow Industrials up 446. NASDAQ is up 128. S&Ps are up 37. Percentage-wise out here, you have the Dow up 1.9%. NASDAQ 1.9. S&P's 9/10. Dave and I are coming right back, folks.
Larry Pesavento has just started his brand new service, Fibonacci 24/7, and he's already delivering content to his subscribers on a daily basis when the market's opened and even on weekends. Each Monday, you'll receive Larry's written report that provides detailed commentary and a summary on the charts and videos that Larry sends out. And throughout the week, when warranted, Larry will send out via charts or videos or both the key markets that he is watching during the day. This will be up-to-the-date, active trading information that will help you in your daily trading. In Larry's first week alone, he sent out 25 charts, 6 videos, and a full report to his subscribers in just 1 week. If you're a technical trader that uses patterns and retracements to trade, then Larry's service Fibonacci 24/7 is something that you must try. Right now, new subscribers can get a full 30-day money-back guarantee. With nothing to risk, sign up now to Larry Pesavento's Fibonacci 24/7 by visiting the front page of TFNN.com under Trading Newsletters. Since 1984, Basil Chapman has been using the Chapman Wave methodology to advise traders of his expert market opinion. While originally hand-drawing charts from the late 1970s into the 1980s, Basil noticed that prices under most circumstances virtually always had a certain number of legs to the upside before declining sharply. Later, Basil found that computer software, which included the standard market technical indicators, enhanced the degree of accuracy in calling price turns, as well as market trend calls. Thus was born the Chapman Wave sequence. Using the Chapman Wave methodology along with other indicators, Basil Chapman advises his subscribers of his expert market opinion each market day with his opening call newsletter. Right now, you can get a 2-week free trial to the opening call, Basil's daily trading newsletter, by visiting the front page of TFNN.com. Cancel at any time during that trial and pay absolutely nothing. Get your 2-week free trial to Basil's newsletter, The Opening Call, today by visiting TFNN.com. TFNN is excited about our new software charting program, The Art of Timing the Trade Charts. In collaboration with Tom O'Brien and using his best-selling book, The Art of Timing the Trade, Your Ultimate Trading Mastery System, David White has programmed an outstanding piece of software that will complement any trader's methodology. Using this first-of-its-kind program, The Art of Timing the Trade Charts allows you to scan thousands of stocks for Fibonacci formation setups, including Gartley's, ABC's, butterflies, and much more. The Art of Timing the Trade Charts is designed to help you when scouring the markets for stocks just beginning to form the trading patterns that many investors spend days, weeks, or even months searching to find. And right now, we're offering licenses available at only $79 a month. We are so confident that you're going to love this new charting software that will even give you a 30-day unconditional money-back guarantee. Don't miss out on this incredible new piece of software. Get your copy of The Art of Timing the Trade Charts today by visiting TFNN.com.
Don't forget, you can listen to TFNN live on your mobile device 24 hours per day. Go to TFNN.com, then hit Watch Tiger TV. That's TFNN.com, then hit Watch Tiger TV for the latest market information.
Welcome back, folks. And folks, as you come over to our website at TFNN over the weekend, check it out. We have the Tigers Den. It's an open house. Come on in. Great trading room. It's open house all month long, folks. So check it out. Free 30 days. Talking with our man, Mr. Dave White. We are talking markets. Bottom line is that we get a bounce out here. No doubt about that. We'll see how much more we get into this close. But it looks like the bulk of it is done right now.
Yep. Back to NVIDIA real quickly before we finish up this segment. NVIDIA, of course, had been owning the machine learning business, but most of these big data farms had been using their actual video card that had connectors and everything else on it. NVIDIA made this $3,000 card that basically has the power of 9 of their old cards that were selling at $600. And only uses the power of 2 cards. So if you're running a big data center, the biggest expense you have is cooling and power.
Okay.
Both of those are actually just energy costs.
Yeah.
So they've got this one card, actually smokes literally everything in the world. Nobody's come in. I thought by Christmas this year we would see Intel and Amazon and Google come out with something. These guys just crushed everybody by bringing this card out, and NVIDIA is selling this thing. It's $3,000. They make 70% margins on the thing, from what I can tell. And it doesn't even have video outputs on it. It's only for machine learning, and you can't even buy it as a retail customer. You can only buy it for data centers. But these guys are cleaning house on that part of the business, still doing well in games. But nothing says that NVIDIA is top out in the way that it would fall, 50% in price or something. These guys are still minting money.
Oh, you can see it in the chart, too. Bottom line. Pretty amazing. Thanks so much, Dave. You have a great weekend, safe weekend. Always remember, folks, whatever you think about, you bring about. Whatever you focus on grows. And whatever you want in life, folks, visualize it like a nice big motion picture. Step into it, take ownership of it, and fly with it. Thanks for being here, folks. Have a great weekend, safe weekend. Look forward to speaking right back here, Monday morning, 8 o'clock. Wow! Go get them, folks.
You know what's cool? Taking something that's good for you. Something specifically formulated to help with weight loss, better sleep, stress reduction, and the need to detox.
Nico, our hunter and gatherer ancestors found all their nutritional requirements for health in their wild environment. But today, our food sources no longer contain the vitamins, minerals, and nutrients our bodies need to stay healthy and strong.
That's why we need Primal Edge Daily Nutrition. It includes a special blend of ionic, soil-based vitamins, minerals, fatty, and amino acids in an easy-to-use liquid form.
Primal Edge is powered by highly concentrated fulvic and humic acids, nature's preferred delivery system. They have been called miracle molecules because, like sunlight, air, and water, life cannot exist without them.
That's right, Paige. They ensure we receive all the nutrition we need to be healthy and thrive. We take it every morning.
Primal Edge, formulated and approved by Nico and Paige of Living a Primal Lifestyle. Buy it today for just $89. Click on the Primal Edge banner on the front page of TFNN.com.